All right, so welcome back to Mindful Mornings. We are in our fourth week, and this week is all about movement. Second session of movement today, Thursday, November 3rd. Before we get started, we just want to ask that everyone takes a moment to settle their energy, settle their focus and concentration and awareness into whichever space that you're occupying right now. So just taking a moment to push back from the computer screen, allowing yourself to settle in whatever position that you choose most comfortable to rest and digest for just a moment. You can allow your eyes to close or just allow your gaze to fall softly on the floor in front of you, whichever is most comfortable for you. And simply noticing the environment that you're a part of, bringing your awareness to all aspects of the environment. And start to narrow your focus into your own personal space, checking in with your mind, seeing where your thoughts are, checking in with your body, seeing how you feel physically, and tuning into your heart, your emotional center, and just noticing how you feel. And as a group this morning, let's take a deep inhale through our nose, expanding the diaphragm, filling up the lungs. And as you exhale, release any stress or worry, anything on the to-do list, any physical discomfort, tightness, anything that is not serving you right now, allowing that to release with each exhale. And just working through a few more inhales through the nose, pausing momentarily, and with each exhale, releasing and settling into your space even further. If you become distracted at all by any sort of information from the mind, from the body, or from the heart, just gently notice and release and bring your focus and attention back to your respiration. Let's take another slow, deep inhale through the nose and pause. And as you exhale, welcome some movement back into the body, wiggling the fingers and toes, rolling the ankles and wrists, just allowing yourself to come back to that space.
All right, thank you, Ford. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we'll continue with movement today. To me, movement is kind of like the universal pillar because physical movement influences the optimal function of every system, every facet of our being. But since we focused on the brain with the pillar so far, let's just stay with that impact for right now. If you remember, we said that the brain makes up only 2% of our total body mass, but it takes up to 20 to 25% of our body's resources. And that includes blood flow. And blood flow is the transport system for all of those resources, oxygen, water, nutrients, to our brain and to our entire body. So anything that inhibits blood flow, like prolonged sitting, hurts the brain's ability to. So the key to counteracting that is just to move a little more. We like to call it restorative movement breaks. This is movement with the intention to revive and re-energize and return to a balanced state. And it's interesting, it doesn't take much. Small bouts give big dividends. And studies show now that just a 2.5 minute walk allows our brain to reboot. But it must be movement without attentional demands. So our brain can recover and reboot. It can only recover and reboot with with decreased input and stimulation. So restorative movement is movement without looking at your phone, without our digital devices. It's moving and letting the mind move as restorative. So we said Tuesday, we are born to move. Every part of our body moves. It's fundamental to being human. And when we are physically active, it puts us in a state of mind and body that allows us to perform at our best.
And speaking about movement that is not attentionally demanding or taxing, a really great way to get the most out of this type of restorative movement is what's called green exercise. So green exercise is movement in the presence of nature. And the sensory input alone from nature is super, super powerful in regards to brain activity and cognition. So green exercise has been shown to restore and re-energize mind, body, spirit. And speaking of restoration, a lot of us engage in sedentary behavior simply due to the demands of our occupation. We're seated right now. So we suggest that we follow a certain protocol at your specific workstation. If you are required to be at your workstation for less than 60 minutes at a time, we suggest standing. If you're required to be at your workstation for more than 60 minutes at a time, we suggest to sit down, but every 20 to 30 minutes, just simply get up and welcome some movement into your body. Just some nice light stretches, reach for the ceiling, perhaps roll your torso, move your neck around, roll out your ankles and wrists. And if you can, step outside and take a moment in the sunshine if it's out, take a moment with some fresh air if it's feasible, and allow yourself to experience that input from nature. So with that, we're going to assign another consumption log for you, and it's centered around movement, of course, being the pillar of performance and health of interest this week. So from Thursday through Monday, in that time period, try to accrue 30 minutes of movement, broken down into 10-minute segments. And just a simple walk, ideally a little bit brisk. If you can bring an accountability partner with you, even better. And document your journey. Pay attention closely to how you feel before, during, and after that 10-minute, 20-minute, or 30-minute bout of movement.
I think we'll all see big differences in that. I look forward to hearing what your experience is with that. But today, we want to share with you a beautiful TED Talk. It's by a photographer named Louis Schwartzberg. And his TED Talk is about just the restorative potential of nature and just seeing life through the lens of gratitude. It's a beautiful TED Talk, and we hope you'll enjoy it.
I'm going to go ahead and throw that in the chat so you have access to the TED Talk that Reita is referencing. So take some time either this morning or over the next couple days as you're incorporating your consumption log to view the TED Talk. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you all next week for our last pillar of performance and health on recovery. Thank you all for joining us.
You all have a wonderful day.